Hi, everybody. It is January 15th, Thursday. Got back last night from the cruise. Everything went pretty smooth. We disembarked in Key West and went right to the airport and flew to Miami. Had about a 3.5 hour layover and then came to LA, and it was just at the tail end of rush hour. So it was a bit of a tedious drive getting home, but that's LA. It's one of the downsides of being here is traffic. But it's a beautiful, beautiful day out right now. Tonight I am doing Peter Asher's SiriusXM live show. It's 6 o'clock live here on the West Coast, and it should be fun. I love Peter. Peter's like one of my dearest friends and one of my major thank yous in this music business. I owe so much to Peter. So he and I are going to sit and talk. I don't know how long a show it is, hour or something like that. But we're going to talk about the Beatles because his show is about the Beatles. And he probably knows more about the Beatles than anybody. I mean, Paul McCartney lived at his house and was dating his sister, so, Jane Asher. So it'll be interesting. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. Digging around for some more music. I tried doing a couple of things from the ship, and the internet was so difficult on there that I just sort of gave up. I was able to post some of the artists on the ship and stuff, but it was a real challenge out there on this thing. But I found this project from 1976 with an artist named Errol Sober, and it was an album called Daydreamer. And it says right here, I'll read this real fast, and then I got another little thing somebody wrote. Daydreamer 1976, Capitol Records, is the first and only album released by Errol Sober. He later released a minor hit song, Heart to Heart, in 1979, which peaked at number 65 in the U.S. Great musicians on this album, though. I shared bass duties with the great Max Bennett. And then Ed Green was playing drums. Ben Benet, Dean Parks, Lee Ritenour are the guitar players on it. Michael Omarty and Errol Sober and Jimmy Haskell are doing keyboards. Ernie Watts, Johnny Rotella on woodwinds. Steve Barry and Victor Feldman on percussion. Background vocals on this are Dan Walsh, Ginger Blake, Julia Waters, Maxine Waters, and Michael Price. That's the BG background vocal section, and Errol Sober on vocals on it. It was produced by Steve Barry, mastering engineer was Phil Cross, recorded by Phil Kay, and assisted by Roger Nichols. It was mastered at ABC Studios, at Capitol Records. Oh, it's got two places for mastering. I'm not sure why they would have done that, but who knows? So ABC Record Studios and Capitol Mastering. It was we recorded it at ABC Studios, though. So that's that part of this right here. But I am going to also read something that somebody else wrote on here. Somebody wrote this little thing. Errol Zelig, Sober. I love Zelig. That was one of my favorite movies. Sometimes I feel like Zelig when I'm working. Eric Zelig Sober is an American former singer-songwriter and real estate agent. He is perhaps best known as the singing voice of the Sugar Bear. Presenting the Sugar Bears was the show. This was his only album. Whoever wrote this says, I'm uploading it because I think it's a great album and that Sober did not get nearly the recognition he deserved. I also see nobody else uploaded other tracks from this album for the most part. Sober did a lot of 45s that were sadly never released on an album. Songs like Sugar Shack and What Do You Say to a Naked Lady. With Sugar Bears, he sang You Are the Only One, which went to number 51 on the Billboard charts. And I believe that's like all the stuff that they're saying on here. But I'm going to play you a couple of the tracks from this one. This one is called Spin Me Around. Let me see if there's any writer's credits. I'm not seeing writer's credits here. But here we go. This is called Spin Me Around, and this is Errol Sober from an album in 1976 that we did called Daydreamer. So here we go.
That wheel of love keeps spinning around. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. Round and round, when one love bends, another one begins. single word we need to say. The feelings just don't flow, and though we've tried to mend it, it feels like something greater's in the way. Every falling star must cool, and every road must end, but that wheel of love keeps spinning, and gonna find us once again. Spin me around to another place, to another time, to another place. Spin me around to another place, to another time, to another place. Spin me around to another place, to another time, to another place. Spin me around to another place, to another time, to another place. Right now we both feel that the fates have turned against us, and every time we love we just get burned. But it's just the light of love that shone so bright between us. Let's just say a lesson has been learned. 'Cause every falling star must cool, and every road must end, but that wheel of love keeps spinning, and gonna find us once again. Spin me around to another place, to another time, to another place. Spin me around to another place, to another time, to another place. Spin me around to another place, to another time, to another place. Spin me around to another place, to another time, to another place. Spin me around to another place, to another time, to another place. Spin me around to another place, to another time, to another place. Spin me around to another place, to another time, to another place.
It's a cool lick. Cool. Daydreamer is the next one I'm going to play for you. And this is a cover of a David Cassidy song that we did. So here's Daydreamer. And again, this is Errol Sober. Come on. Hold on. Here we go.
I remember April when the sun was in the sky. Love was burning in your eyes. Nothing in the world could bother me, 'cause I was living in the world of ecstasy.
Now, I believe that was Max Bennett playing on that one. I think that was Max's bass playing on it. I loved Max, all of the work he did with the LA Express and everybody. Max, he worked with Peggy Lee. You name. Max was one of the finest bass players I've ever known. And every time I'd see him, I'd think, like towards the end, I would think, God, the guy looks like he's 70 years old. And he was like 90. He had so much energy and so much enthusiasm for what he did. I loved having him as a friend. He was one of the best. This one, I'm pretty sure that, let me see what we got here. This one is Dance to My Music is the name of this one here. I'm trying to pick these off the album. Delineation's difficult here, but this is called Dance to My Music.
Looking like you do. A thousand eyes are always watching you. Crowds are staring when you're walking by. What could I hope to offer you? Oh, but I have my guitar, and I could move you with my song. We stand a chance to find romance. It will not take long if you dance to my music, rock to my song. Dance to my music, and we could rock all night long. Dance to my music, rock to my song. Dance to my music, and you and me, we might be lovers before the morning. An absurd fantasy. That's what my friends keep telling me. But sometimes dreams really can come true. I took a chance, I just walked up to you. And I played you my guitar, and I moved you with my song. And before the night was through, love did not take long as we danced to my music, rock to my song. Dance to my music, and we could rock all night long. Dance to my music, rock to my song. Dance to my music, and you and me, we might be lovers before the morning. As we dance to my music, rock to my song. Dance to my music, and we could rock all night long. Dance to my music, rock to my song.
Very 1976. Has that vibe of that whole period in there. It reminds me of a whole lot of albums that I worked on and that I listened to during that period. I'll do one more for you here. This is called She Knew How to Use What She Had. Let's see what this one is like.
Lady sure knew how to use what she had to get what she wanted. She lit my fire, now I'm burning out of control. sure knew how to use what she had to get what she wanted. She made me dance to a tune that I never heard before. The lady sure knew how to use what she had to get what she wanted. When you got what she's been born with, you know you don't need nothing more. Oh, I can't get enough, 'cause enough is enough, ain't enough. And I can't stop doing, 'cause I know what I'm doing ain't done. What she does is an awful disgrace, but she knows it'll keep a smile on my face. She knew how to use what she had to get what she wanted. Lady sure knew how to use what she had to get what she wanted. Oh, she knew how to use what she had to get what she wanted. Oh, she knew how to use what she had to get what she wanted. She knew, she knew, she knew, she knew, she knew. She knew, 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 she knew how to use it. Lady sure knew how to use what she had to get what she wanted. Oh, she knew how to use what she had to get what she wanted.
It's cool. Errol Sober. It was fun finding this one again here. It's always great kind of rediscovering all these projects. I've told the story before, but it was interesting because Ed Green was a drummer on this project. And I remember I did a lot of records with Ed Green when he lived in Los Angeles, and then he moved on to Nashville. And we've done a couple of projects since then, but we worked pretty regularly. He did most of the Motown stuff, and I did like tons of Motown back in the day. But we were sitting and talking one day, talking about our history kind of thing. And, I was talking about how I started on piano and went through a bunch of different teachers. And by the time I finally found the teacher that would have been great to have started with, I was already pretty burned out and now had started playing bass. And I told him, I said, yeah, her name was Debbie Green. And he looked at me and he goes, that was my mom. I mean, I was 12 when I was studying with Debbie. And he and I were probably about the same age. And he said, yeah, he says, she gave all the lessons. She had converted their garage into a little home setup for giving piano lessons. He said, yeah, I was probably home when you were over there, taking your piano lessons. I mean, it's just so weird what goes on in this world, the connections that we have and stuff. We both got a good laugh out of that one. And also, a couple of people wrote to me and they said, God, you didn't mention anything about Bob Weir's passing. I did a tribute to him on my Facebook page. Sometimes I get confused between Facebook and YouTube in terms of what I'm posting and stuff. But I was very, very sad to see of Bob's passing and his contribution to this industry. One of the really unique guys when you look back at, what they created with that band. Was really, the Dead really, boy, if you were into it, you were into it. I have some friends that they never missed a show. They have 1,000 recordings of the Dead, pictures and everything. And Bob was such a huge part of all that. So it saddened me losing so many at this point. And I also wanted to say thank you so much to how the kindness of all the people on that ship. I mean, it was so much fun just walking around and meeting people on there. I knew so many of the players, so that was kind of like Old Home Week. That was really a lot of fun. But I love doing those things just to meet the people because there's this common bond. It's one thing you go to a concert hall. There's people there that didn't necessarily want to be there. They're like a partner of somebody who wanted to be there and they're being patient and they've come along. Or they have season tickets to things and they see everything that comes through and you may not be the thing that they, really cared about. But you get on those boats and boy, everybody is like, it's like a laser focus in terms of they're there for that music. And the fact that, you meet these people and they've been, because this tour that we just did started, Delbert McClinton started this like 30 some years ago. And then finally, when he was kind of through with it for the hands-on part of it, then this company took over. But they've maintained exactly what Delbert's vision for the whole thing was. And these people, I mean, I'm talking to people there that say, yeah, this is our 22nd cruise on this line and stuff. And it's very much like the Clubhouse to me, my YouTube Clubhouse, that people that didn't know each other gathered under a common banner, and they've developed relationships and friendships and all that. That would not have happened had it not been for the Clubhouse. And it's the same with these cruises. These people, they've become close friends. They book every year so that they all meet up again on there. It's really like a little world unto itself. People, their doors are covered, like they've rolled something up, tons of pictures of them over the years with everybody, and then they've taped it to the door of their room on the ship. And just walking down the hallways and looking at all the different notes people leave each other. It's really quite a little subculture out there. So I want to thank everybody for being really cool. I got to do a nice little panel discussion, and that was really a lot of fun, and talk to people afterwards. And so it was great. It was really great, and I'm thankful to have been out. I look forward to whenever another one of these comes along and I get asked to do it, as I would love to do more of these. So I'm going to get running now. I got lots to do today and getting ready. Oh, I'm going to read you. I've got a thing here I found about Peter's thing here. This is his posting on Facebook. It says, on Thursday, January 15th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, Leland Sklar joins Peter Asher on Peter Asher's From Me to You on Sirius XM's The Beatles channel. So that's where we're going to be, and it's live, and it says Leland and Peter will be talking Beatles and more, and taking your calls at 844-999-BEATLES. The show will re-air as usual on Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, and on Sunday 8 a.m. Eastern and 8 a.m. and 5 a.m. Pacific, and on Tuesday 1 p.m. Eastern and 10 a.m. Pacific. But again, we'll be taking calls at 844-999-BEATLES, Beatles. So that's tonight. I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be great to spend some time with Peter. So I will talk to you later. I'm going to get running right now. While I was on the ship doing that, I got a couple of boxes of book orders, so I'm going to start printing labels out and get all that stuff off to the post office, because I noticed a couple of them are birthday gifts and stuff. I want to make sure they're there in a timely fashion. So off and running, and I will probably see you tomorrow, okay?